We're still getting live on YouTube, on Instagram. Once you jump in, just let me know what class you're in or what class your son is in. It'll give me a good idea of all right, let's see. Chat. That's what we want to see. All right, cool. All right, when you jump in, cool. There we go. Hawkins, class of 26. All right, good. Everyone, I can't see numbers. I can't see how many people. 28. Also, 26. If you are a parent, definitely make sure you throw your sons in as well. So I have to go on a different platform here on TikTok. But all right, 28, 26, 28, 28. Son is 2027. All right, cool. What's up, man? I love it. We got sophomores. We got some young cats. We got some, I guess we'll just say juniors and seniors, but cool. Hey guys, keep jumping in. Tell me what class you're in. Tell me what class your son's in, and shoot your questions. Throw them right there in the chat. Let's get the ball rolling. I want to make sure to make this valuable. This is a big time in camp season. So if you have questions around camp, communicating with coaches, talking to coaches, texting, messaging, how to ask for their phone number, throw your questions in the chat. Keep throwing your class. Cool. Parent, class 28 at 3. All right, coming in here promoting. I love it. I see you here on TikTok too. I got you in a separate live. I got 2 different spots, but throw your class, throw your questions in here. We're also on YouTube too. Oh, there we go. That's a YouTube. Okay. Texas Savage. I like it. Guys, throw your questions in. That's what this is all about, right? Especially if you're on YouTube, you watch a lot of my videos, and I try my darndest to provide as much value as I can. But asking your specific questions, right? Like what's actually going on in your life that you're challenged with, and I can be specific. That's really important here. Cool. Are coaches able to contact 28s? This is such a good question. And the answer to that question is no, but that does not mean you can't contact them. Austin, that does not mean that you can't have full, by the way, I wonder if I could show, there we go. There it is. Boom. I was able to show it. Okay, cool. It's a cool little software here. So our coach is able to contact 28s, Mr. Austin. The answer to this question, let me just say, is no, right? They can't contact you directly, but you can absolutely contact them. You can initiate it. When you do your outreach, don't put your class in the subject of your email or the signature of your email or your message. And if you're younger, try to stick to email and then don't put in your signature, right? So that they can respond. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're at a camp and you go to speak to them, they can talk back to you. If you call them, which is a great way, we do this with a lot of our players. If you call them, and everyone on TikTok, the question is, are you able to contact 28s? If you call them, then they can talk to you, right? And so I've had coaches say to some of our players, like, hey, keep calling me. I'm really, really busy. Call me as many times as you can, and eventually I'll answer. Literally, they've done that. So you can absolutely talk to coaches. You can contact coaches. You can call coaches, and they can talk back to you. You can go through and start building the relationship. With a lot of 28s that we work with, what we have them do is we have them get their game film evaluated, start building their big board of 50 to 60 coaches, and then start doing outreach and finding the area coaches who are responsible for recruiting their area at each one of those schools. This takes time, and athletes, freshmen, can start doing this and really start building out their board, and even building relationships with coaches over time. Because not all, but many college coaches want to see growth over time. So great question there. And I hope I got that answered. Cool. Let's go to the next one here. I don't have a name here, but we'll call him 911 Mad. So maybe he's a paramedic or something. Should we be loading JV highlights on Sun's X account? He seems to think only varsity. No, absolutely. You should be uploading your JV highlights and clips of your highlights. Absolutely promoting yourself. Again, kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, which is showing. And by the way, everyone on TikTok, I'm answering this question on Instagram, showing progress over time, right? I get it. Like 99% of coaches are going to offer off of your varsity game film, but coaches, again, if you're only shooting for SEC and the Big Ten and then, but 99% of players aren't shooting for the SEC and the Big Ten, right? And if you're not, coaches at the Division II, at the FCS, and even the G5 level, they want to see progress over time. And so if you're doing outreach to college coaches, sending them back to your X account, and you have JV highlights that are really good, and you're excited about, like, coaches want to see that, and they want to see progress over time. They get to know you a little bit. They start building a relationship with you. Then they say, hey, I want to see this on your game film next year, and I want to see this. So absolutely. Plus, it's the practice of doing it, the practice of posting, the practice of getting good at it. This is all really, really important. So to answer your question, he should absolutely be putting it up there and not concerned about whether it's varsity or not. And again, I go back to the Big Ten and the SEC and, the really prime schools. And like, honestly, those players are not playing JV at anyways. So, I just want to be careful of a lot of people compare themselves to those recruits, and that recruiting is way different than 99% of recruiting. So great question. 911. All right, cool. TS Branch Law Firm. Cool. Let's do a little TS Branch plug here. If you're looking for some law, hit up TS Branch. All right, and I will get to questions on TikTok too. So I know that you might have thrown them in here, but it's not in this software that I have. So all right, cool. So question. Oh no, whoop, that's not a question. Parent my son at 28. Sorry. All right. Next question. Sorry about that. Would it be smart to commit to Pioneer League school team before the season and wait for better offers after during the season, or should I wait to commit after the season? So unless you're like ready to go to that school, then so there's a couple things here. One is, and we've had this happen quite a bit, where schools will say, hey, we want you to come here. We only have XYZ slots. If you don't commit, then we're going to have to take away your offer. Like, that does happen. And if that's the case, then you've got to make a decision whether that is a school that you would end up going to. I'm not saying you have to go there, right? Because you can decommit today. You absolutely can, but you've got to make a decision on whether or not it's a school you would go to. So as long as it's a school you would go to and it's your best offer now and you don't want to lose it, then it may make sense to do that, right? But it's hard for me to fully answer that kind of question because there's a lot of context to that. And for you, it's like, how bad do you want to be there? How important, you know what I'm saying? Like, how important is it to you? If you lose that offer, do you have any backups? And are those good offers? So I just want to be careful. Oh, you can't even see the whole thing. Oh, wait, let me see if I can. Oh, well, I can't drag it. But anyways, so I hope that answers your question, J. I think it's JJ. But first of all, congratulations on the offer. Pioneer League is awesome. If they're not making you commit, which a lot of schools do, then and you feel pretty confident you're going to get better offers. One question I would have is, have you ever gotten an evaluation of your game film? Because an evaluation of your game film is going to really tell you, like, hey, is this an offer that's way below my level of play, or is it where my level of play currently is? Because if it's way below, then you're going to get more offers, right? So one thing I might think about there is getting an evaluation. But I hope that answers your question. Summarize, if they're not forcing you to do it and commit, then I would probably hold off. Secondly, I'd want to know where your current level of play is compared to this offer and really get an idea of, are you going to have much better potential offers? All right. Great question. All right, cool. My son's 5'5". Thanks, Eunice. All right, my son is 5'5". How do we get the attention of D1 schools? It's a really good question. So obviously I'm 5'7", and I played right here. Oh wait, no, right here at Ole Miss. 5'5's tough, right? It happens, depends on the position. And by the way, on TikTok, leave your questions. I will get to you. I just have all my a tool with my Instagram and my YouTube and all that in one place. So that's what I'm reading through here. You can't even unfortunately see the screen, but I will get to your questions here, I promise. So 5'5", how do we get attention in D1 schools? You do it the same way anyone else does, right? But you're probably not gonna make camps a big deal. You know what I mean? And it also, I lost my internet. Yeah. Did you guys lose internet? No, don't restart it. Are you guys okay? My TikTok didn't lose. All right, I'm gonna go to my Q&A here on TikTok. Let's see. Does high school program does the high school program you attend matter, or do you believe person can go anywhere to get noticed? High school program can definitely help, but it can't hurt you. All right. I think we're back. Oh wait, you did have a question here. Okay. I'm gonna get to your question. Hold on. Oh, you guys can still see and hear me? Okay, cool. Someone on TikTok just told me that. Okay, cool. So apparently it was working. Okay, it is working now. So let me go back to live. Oh, I lost all the chats. You got to be kidding me. All right, I'm firing this software. We tried it for one day. All right, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, it wasn't working. I appreciate you jumping in on here and letting me know. All right, it's making me go live again, apparently. Software up, and I'll make sure to get all these answered. TikTok, hang tight. I'm gonna